Module 4, Obtaining Your Permit. This module will cover the steps involved in obtaining your Airside Vehicle Operator Permit, or AVOP. Obtaining your AVOP is a 5-step process. The good news is that you're already more than halfway through your first step, which is just completing this course. Your next step after this is to attend classroom training that has been assigned to you at your base. The third step is to accompany your colleagues as they drive airside, so you can get a feel for what it's like and have the opportunity to ask questions. After this, you will take a written test for your AVOP prior to receiving your driving test, which is the final step in this process. This course is intended to introduce you to the general ins and outs of driving airside, but does not replace any other training provided at your base by either an SA Holdings trainer or from the Airport Authority. After completing this course, you will be more familiar with and able to recognize basic rules and regulations, signs, markings, and activity you see out on the ramp. This will prepare you for the following steps in obtaining your AVOP. Some bases have a trainer specifically for airside driving, whereas other bases may have a trainer provided by the Airport Authority. Regardless of who administers your training, you will be provided with excellent resources for learning about airside driving. If there is no classroom training provided at your base, you are encouraged to search for AVOP rules and regulations for your base, or ask for a copy of the airside driving regulations from your manager, supervisor, or airport authority. Observing and learning from your colleagues as they drive airside is a great way to learn. If you do go for a ride-along, questions such as where can't you drive on the ramp with your AVOP, why did you stop there, what was your AVOP driving test like, and what would happen if, can really help with your understanding of driving airside. Every airport will have a written test that will help ensure you are ready to drive airside. The test can be administered on paper or through a computer. Your written test will cover airport rules and regulations for your location. Some tests may also require you to memorize your airport airfield map and be able to identify taxiways and aprons. If you do receive an exam which requires the map portion, it is important that you are able to identify information such as the ramp layout, operational stands, vehicle corridors, airside roads, and many other things that you would encounter while driving airside. You probably remember taking your driving test when you were younger. Were you nervous? It's very normal to feel nervous before your airside driving test as well. You can expect your driving test to range from half an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the size of your airport. You should be able to identify different areas of the airport, as well as recall signage and what it means during your test. This is an example of the checklist that is used to examine your performance during your driving test. Once you have your AVOP, you are now able to drive in unrestricted areas at your base. Keep in mind that your AVOP works a lot like your driver's license, in which you can receive penalties if you break the rules. You may also have to renew your AVOP after 5 years, though this can vary depending on your location, so be sure to check with your local AVOP departments for specific renewal dates. In this module, you learned about the 5 steps to getting your AVOP. When you are ready, continue to the quiz.